seems we have a guest with an intriguing destiny. This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter.
Yo. How you guys doing this fine evening? Oh man, Sunshine in Black narrowly beating out Mandius. Maybe next time. Brutal Burrito, thanks to tier 1, appreciate it for 7 months. Good emote, the Storm Chad. Mr. Snurub? Yeah. Okay, Mr. Burns, and what's your first name? I don't know. What's up, gamers? Yeah, we got 2 pieces of content tonight. Imagine content on a HeyWoah stream instead of just walking. It can happen to you. Blast Fiend Texas, thanks for the Prime. 6 months. Perfect streak. Aw, shit. Here we go again. Bestow the knowledge upon me, wise one. I mean, this one won't be about knowledge. Neither of these 2 contents that I have prepared for you are about knowledge. They're about opinion. A matter of taste, if you will. We have, of course, the Streamer Awards. Every year we gotta do it. We'll be voting live for the Streamer Awards. Somehow I'm not on it. I can't believe it. And the other one is Plastic Crack, a blogger in the Age of Sigmar sphere, going way back. He put forth a blog that has us vote on brackets for the coolest art from like Warhammer Fantasy / Warhammer Age of Sigmar, whatever it is. And right now is bracket 1. We're getting in on the very beginning of it. So, there will be some discussions. Anyways, we got those two ahead of us, not bad. And then some walks, through Japan. Big content. Yeah, 2 entire contents. 2 square contents a day. You're rewatching the first seasons of Simpsons and you actually forgot how good it used to be. It is the best show. Yeah. It ran out of steam, eventually. But maybe the first 10 seasons or so really was the best TV. But I don't know. Maybe kids these days don't see it that way. It's probably true. Time marches on. But all I can do as an old is be like, yeah, this was the shit for its time and place. It's a big day for content. That's right, Vault Boy. And I see there's a Switch hat redemption, which I will get to. No big today, not into the big. All right, I'll switch it up. I guess we're going Plibby. Capital P. Playing actually really bad dog game today. But that's half of the fun. It's too smart for kids these days, actually. I don't know if I want to get into that, but I liked it. Happy Big Friday. Leading into Happy Big Weekend. Is it time to make a new player faction intro for 4th edition? Yes. To go with the Poor Hammer with Vince stream about painting. Yeah, I think it is. And there's time now. I only upload on YouTube once every 4 years. Well, it's been 4 years. So yeah, I agree. If I start canceling streams, it means I'm working on the next Every Army. Or I'm dead. Yeah, big YouTube incoming. I got an email from YouTube, and I don't know if it's from YouTube or not. I tend to err on the side of scam or phishing. If I get an email, I'm assuming that it's a phishing attempt, unless it strongly proves otherwise. It's just how I operate. And perhaps I go too far. But anyway, one of the emails was from YouTube, and they're like, hey, it seems that you have YouTube memberships and subscriptions and stuff. As you can see, I do on my YouTube that I go live on, right? And it's like, you should do something for the members. And I'm like, I got a day job. If I didn't have real work to do, I would be uploading 10 times more YouTube videos. But they're like, tell you what, if you upload 2 members-only YouTube videos before the 17th, we'll give you $200. And
good job, King.
Now you're speaking my language. So as a test of the emergency membership-only YouTube video system, I'm going to upload 2 essentially things I already have to as member only and see if this is a scam or not. If it's not a scam, then I'll do it more often and put a little effort into it. If it is a scam, well, then they scammed me into uploading to my own account. It's not like I'm clicking on anything, As the arcade thing's tier 1, 49 months. Well, if it isn't Saucy Jack. They're giving you a hassle for not doing more for all 18 of us. I guess it must be part of a larger plan. They must have sent this quite possibly to everybody who even has members at all, right? Members only Doritos tier list incoming. I'll cut to the chase on that one. Classic nacho Doritos, S tier. Whatever the ones in that purple bag are, sweet chili, S tier. Everything else is not worth buying because every place sells one of the two aforementioned ones. There's my tier list. Cool Ranch, kinda not good. Members only Monster Musume tier list. If you make the tier list, I'll do it. Is this a tier list in how hard those boss fights are? Or are we hiding our power level still? Welcome to Blue Ski. Yeah, I joined Blue Ski. But please keep in mind that I resisted joining Twitter for a really long time because I hated the idea of the place. Didn't like that place. And I was just waiting for it to die. Unfortunately, it didn't die. It became humongous. And so I had to join Twitter to market myself as a content creator. But I've always loathed Twitter. And it didn't change when it changed hands. Always hated the place. Most of the people there. And my ability to tailor my own feed to be stuff that I want to see was greatly hampered when Elon bought the place. I noticed a distinct change in my ability to tell the algorithm what I did or did not want to see. They just started shoving stuff in my face, and I would dutifully click the little button that says, I don't like this, I don't want to see this, I'm not interested in this, I don't like this ad. And eventually I just started blocking every advertiser on there. I have like 2,000 blocks or something like that. I blocked so many sports tweets that I started getting, they ran out of English sports to push on me. Because under Elon, Twitter obviously has some sort of contract with sports that they are forced to show them to just everybody, right? And I don't like sports, but it's clearly in their contract because I've told them no. I blocked them. I blocked so many sports from being shown to me after seeing them that they ran out of English ones. I started getting Chinese and some sort of Spanish sport stations instead because we ran out of American ones. Anyway, long story short, I hate Twitter. And I don't think it's too big to die or fail. It has too much momentum behind it. It has too much inertia. It's too large. But it seems like some people are going to Blue Ski right now. And so I wanted to reserve my name. I don't know how much I'll post on there. But having signed up to Blue Sky, I noticed that it's basically quiet Twitter. It's like Twitter that isn't too terrifically obnoxious yet. Okay. What about Sports Comma Japan? They don't show me any Sports Comma Japan. That must have been one of the groups of sports that didn't pay him to force their shit down your throat, whether you like it or not. Yeah, I was casting Silence Brand. But apparently I was just chain casting it and they had infinite mana, so I'm out of here. It got worse under the new owner. It did. It did. In the ways that I care about. Which is, how much bullshit are you gonna show to me after I have...
Good job, King.
After I have told your algorithm that I don't want it. That's essentially the metric I used. And in that respect, it got way worse under Elon. It's more of an overtly propaganda political machine to get people he likes elected more than old Twitter was. It's a little too obvious now, you know. It's too overt. You know, everybody has these... There's these, like, vague conspiracy rumblings that you try to ask someone the first follow-up question you think of, and then they can't really speak too specifically about it. But, you know, it's kind of some George Soros, you know, billionaire class, secret cadre cabal of wizards and stuff controlling the world. Like, that has generally existed as an idea for a while. But Elon Musk is, like, absolutely overtly doing that on purpose in broad daylight, in the most consequential way that it's ever been done, probably. It sort of like shatters the illusion of the dark conspiracy, right? Ooh, maybe this billionaire is subtly influencing this thing with dark money, or with... No, they could just do it. Here we are shown, you know, the most flagrant example of it. But I guess it depends on if the person's on your side or not. Never forget that no one really has a principled position on anything. And politics are really just vibes. Especially voting. Anyway. What prompted that? Oh, cricket, yeah. The game looks dumb. I've blocked a few cricket posts. There's so much gambling on your feeds. I don't see a lot of gambling. Of course, I blocked a bunch of gambling earlier. Anyway, Arterius thinks it's tier 1 for 40 months. Perfect streak. That's almost 40 months, you're right. And Peepo Comfy thinks it's a big 31. Appreciate it. And SJ Arcade, whom I think I already thanked. You hated Twitter because it's a bird. That was a big downside. You're right. You're not wrong. If you join Blue Sky, let me know. I'll add you to the big flat starter set. Oh yeah, you're doing that, aren't you? Yeah, I'm learning. I'm not on it a lot. I signed up to it and clicked OK, and that's just about all I made one post. I said, I like Age of Sigmar. And then I haven't clicked on it again. I will today, maybe. I don't go outside. I live in a log cabin wizard tower at the top of a mountain, and I am a hermit, and I'm online 24/7. But I'm not like on Twitter or its equivalent 24/7. I think for, it's probably a good thing. Elon did literally everything that they accused Soros of doing times 100. It might be more than times 100, yeah. But he's their guy, so they don't care. Corruption and, abuse of power, things like this, the First Amendment, states' rights, these are things no one really has a principled position on. They're just weapons to use when your side is losing. And if your side is winning, suddenly you don't care about them. But when your side is losing, suddenly you care very much about the First Amendment or states' rights or corruption or whatever. But then suddenly when you're winning, couldn't give a fuck less. I'm loath to give a both sides ism here, because generally those are so tiresome. But please keep in mind that in this case is exactly what has happened in the past 10 years or so. We watched the sides flip on what they cared about in real time. Anyway, I remember the Jon Stewart era, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. Bush, all that stuff, the Jon Stewart type of liberal. That type of liberal cared a whole lot about freedom of speech. And then they won the culture war and didn't care so much about that anymore. You know, a lot of people be flipping. Same with states' rights. Not for the liberals, for the conservatives on that one. It's part of the Flats lore that you hate birds. Yes, that's the deep lore. Eating them in spite and, almost importantly, taste. Yeah, you know, birds are pretty delicious, particularly the chicken. It's morally correct to eat chicken. It's delicious and birds are annoying, and so they deserve to be eaten. And there it is. Not just conspiracy theories, it's dark gothic conspiracy theories. I wonder sometimes, because I watched the exact clip that you're talking about, Thief the Thief, the dark gothic Elon MAGA thing. I watched that as an adult. I'm in my 40s. And I'm like, this guy's embarrassingly retarded. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from this fucking idiot, you know. And I wonder if I was 15, if I would have thought that it would be hilarious, you know, great memes. Maybe am I too old for memes? I don't know.
Good job, King.
I'm not sure. There used to be a word called cringe. I was doing it when I was watching that. They're delicious and annoying. They deserve to be eaten. The typical ogre grinds a hay. Keep on brand. Tay Barracuda thinks of the tier 1. 39 months. Big Baker's triple duzzy monthies. Yeah, true. You prefer Copperplate Gothic? It's a great font. It's probably my favorite font. Copperplate Gothic. Bold. I don't think it's the best font, but it's probably my favorite font. Thick, wide, fucking powerful font. Anyway. Now that we've gotten to favorite fonts, I don't mean to get too political, but that's my favorite font.
Relaxing. Kind of invigorating. Everybody doesn't appreciate it like we connoisseurs do.
See, well, that's the 20 tier 1 gifties. I appreciate it. Huge. A quad grip. 4-armed gripster. Thanks a lot, CJ. We'll get that Rifts game in there sometime. All these schedules are... I don't know, they're like in a whirlwind, I guess. Quadruple grippies. Used to be a Georgia essayist, but you've recently got reawakened to the quality of Galibri body. That's a good one, too. I don't know it's possible someone could have just the wrongest opinions, but I mostly think that somebody's favorite font is more interesting than something I'm going to judge. It's just, like, interesting to hear. Oil chat gift turnal. It's true. Look at this Euler. Minion Pro sleeper hit font. I don't mind a Minion Pro. I've used it. You're a casual Times New Roman user, a true tourist and font. Look, it has a noble and august tradition. What if you don't have one? That's fine. I don't think I have a favorite ice cream flavor. Doesn't say anything necessarily. I think, okay, there's 2 levels to this. One, what your favorite font is, I think is interesting and says a lot about you. But what says much more about you is if you have a favorite font. I think if you do, that says the most about you. If you do have one. Your favorite font is very on brand, Monofonto, sure. There are only two wrong choices, Comic Sans, that's correct, that one is wrong. And Papyrus. I think Papyrus is less wrong than Comic Sans, if I could be so bold. Courier New is fine, nothing wrong with that. Garamond Gang, I like Garamond. Favorite font havers. Somebody else mentioned one, but I didn't see it. Calibri's a good one. Arial Black, the workhorse. Brutal Burrito, it's a workhorse font. I mean, except for like, I was going to say that the only two wrong ones. I mean, someone might say Wingdings or something like that, but they're just being silly. That's not even a font. It's hardly even hieroglyphics. It's just like a living meme. Sans and Papyrus are funny. Bone Men, though, yeah, it's true, from Undertale. Thalitos, first time chatter. Thanks CJ Obusta for the free sub. Oh, he's got the double exclamation points. One of the exclamation points is upside down at the start of the sentence. That means it's a Spanish language of some sort. They do that with their sentences. I don't think that's exactly a bad idea even, It kind of prepares you for what the tone of the sentence is going to be. It's a warning. Sometimes, especially in maybe poorly written or meandering or particularly long, segmented English sentences, it eventually meanders its way to being a question, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. Like you're on a long path, and at the very end, it takes a right turn and becomes a question somehow. That can happen in English. Not so in Espanol. They warn you ahead of time. What does it say about you that there's a font with your first name as its name and you can't stand it? Unlucky. Papyrus is necessary. How else are kids going to make presentations for Egypt? Yeah. How else are we going to have Avatar DVD covers? Unironically used Webdings the other day. They have a neat tick and cross. Oh, I didn't think about the alt characters. Chiller font for the late 90s Hot Topic kid in class. I know Chiller font. Tebe Rakuda, thanks for the tier 1 Thief landed on. Appreciate it. You're solely biased in your font choices because any font you use needs to have Cyrillic characters supported. You got Russian classes to write for. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of them don't. Garden path sentences. I haven't heard them described in that way, but I agree. That's a good way of saying it, God Santa. I actually find garden path sentences to be quite funny. I will laugh. I will laugh out loud sometimes as I read them. You can just imagine the kind of person typing away, not a care in the world, Not a care in the world or a thought in their head. Making one of those, it's funny to me. There was one girl in one of my acting classes in college who would communicate almost exclusively with garden path sentences. And one day she delivered a gift, like a gift of a meme that stuck with me to this day. we had come back from spring break, which I had used to break my back again, the hairline fracture, old injury, and it came back, right? But we were supposed to, get up in front of class and explain our vacation as if it were a story. And this girl, unfailingly positive, jubilant, bouncy, just happy as a clam,
Good
right?
job, King.
Tiny as well. She went up in front of class and was talking about how she went to Hawaii. And she uttered forth an unprepared run-on sentence that lasted a solid 1 or 2 full minutes, and that is a long time, in real time. And then at the end of it, she was like, so anyway, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was fun. And she wasn't like trying to be funny, that was just her. And it was great. I'll never forget it. And so now, even to this day, at times, somebody will ask me what I think about something, and I'll say, I don't know, on a scale to 1 to 10, I like it. Just a perfect swerve. In conclusion, Libya is a land of contrasts. Thank you. Some people are too happy to be bound by convention. I wasn't about to ruin it for her. I can almost not imagine what it's like to be as happy and carefree as she was. I hope she stayed like that forever. And I'm not going to be the one to get in the way of that. Anyway, FeeMonk 100 thanks for the tier 1. 42 months. Perfect streak. Thanks for the tier 1. We got a 2,000-word essay over here. Whiskey Lima had an interesting talk about the current direction of AOS lore in the setting. With the slow slide of the aesthetic towards a more Dark Soulsian, Elden Ringian oriented feel, and the setting becoming more and more desperate, especially with that of the Ruination Chamber, the typical noble grim trope to describe AOS doesn't really fit anymore. Not so much noble grim, but bleak noble. Still a hopeful universe, but it's hanging on by threads and strings. Yeah, they're upping the stakes, I think. They're upping the stakes a little bit. We need to make the stakes more visible. And kind of moving back to what I think they are now realizing is what they should just be doing in general as a company, which is grimdark. I'm not saying Age of Sigmar is grimdark now, it's not, but it's bending in that way. Garden Path sentences are very funny. Classic XKCD comic was a newspaper headline that went, after bird strikes judge who ordered Olive Garden Path sentences in case a green walkway is vacated overturned, but rights and lands safely. Hey, all right. Several of those things perhaps happened. What's the best Santa-themed AOS or 40k army? I'll tell you one that I've seen in person. And I can't remember the man's name because I'm bad with names. But it was a Christmas-themed Tzeentch army. Kairos Fate Weaver with a giant candy cane, shooting snow and little presents and gifts out. The entire army was converted to be just snow, Christmas trees, stars, candy canes, hot cocoa, Christmas lights all over it, every model, the whole display board, everything. He's a pretty good Tzeentch player too. I think he went 5-0 a few times with that. Anyway, that would be the one. I have seen some Nurgle with the Great Unclean One Santa. I've seen a little bit of that as well. but I'm going to give it to the Zinch one for going all the way with it. The Ogre refresh will bring the stakes. I sure hope so. Plato elbow drops your thesis through the table. I'm a buyer. Unky, we know you don't like bird models, but how do you react when someone asks if you like their painted bird? How do you like my Lord of Change? Well, what they are really asking me is, how's the paint job? They're not asking if I like the sculpt. They're asking how well it was painted. And so, generally, I very slightly lie to them because that's polite. Unless they're looking for true and honest feedback. But I learned eventually that when people ask you what you think of something, or even if they ask for feedback, 99 times out of 100, they're not asking you that. Unless they're a real artist. Then they are. But it's sort of like, hey man, how you been? Haven't seen you in a while. You know? And he's like, oh man, it's real bad, you know, the doctor. And then they just keep going. And now you're in this position where you're listening to someone and you're not their therapist. You said, hey man, how's it going, as a euphemism for hello. But they took it seriously, and now they're telling you how it's going. You know? TMI situation. And so when someone asks what I think of something, I'll be like, it's great. And usually it's good, you know. Very rarely do you get just some terrible shit, right? They're looking for positive feedback. If they're like, hey, I need some true feedback on this, then I'll give it to them. But, you know, if you're an artist, it's different. Do you notice them, senpai? Yeah. True politician. What's the old joke? How are you has two answers, good or fine. And if you're not doing good, you say fine and stop there.
Good job, King.
Yeah, that is true. That's the way, Bard from Entry. You got to learn that at some point, because it's just an unspoken rule, but it is one. Somebody asks you how you're doing. If you're doing good, you say good. If you're not doing good, you say fine. And that's it. You know. Harzulian's boy 30 thanks for the 6 months in advance, making it a lucky 13 months. A baker's year. Thanks a lot, Big. I appreciate your appreciation. When people ask me how I'm doing and I'm not okay, I say decent. It usually conveys the message. Yeah, it's the same thing as fine, really. When people ask me how I'm doing and I say you too. You too. Part of that is there is always a path to improvement. They're probably on their improvement journey. That's sort of the whole reason you paint. Or at least a through line for it. You always say you're doing. How you doing? I'm doing. Yeah. It's not necessarily the beginning of a conversation, at least about that topic. It's like, we got to get past this one. Living the dream is your go-to. And then they need context clues to see if you're being sarcastic or not, right? But they'll be there. If you say living the dream in sort of an embarrassed way, then you are doing well. And if you say living the dream with a single tear, like the Indian in the trash commercial, you know, then maybe not. But it's the dance we do. I had a weird experience in real life. I was taking a taxi when I went to Washington, D.C. And
Which prawn?
Hulkbat, thanks for the Prime. 20 months. Yeah, 20's cool. 20's cool. Anyways, in Washington, D.C., I got a taxi from the airport. And so during this taxi ride, the guy driving it spends maybe 20 minutes telling me story after story about the times he has almost died. Like, oh, I was a kid when this happened, and I didn't see that there was this there, and I almost got hit by a car, and then this other time, I was in high school, and I was cleaning out the basement of my stepmom's house, and apparently there was some sort of dusty mold thing that I inhaled, and I went into cardiac arrest. And the ambulance got there in time, and I almost died, but I lived. And then also, when I was in college, I ate this thing, and I didn't know I was allergic to it, but I was, and my throat closed up, and I was struggling to breathe. I couldn't breathe, and this and that. Somebody had an EpiPen or whatever. And he gives me 3 or 4 stories in long detail about the ways in which he's almost died. None of them were traffic related, so I was fine with it, as my taxi guy. And at the end of it, he was sad. And I don't know if he tells this to everybody or what, but I don't think he does, because he got a little emotional at the end of it. Because I think what spurned this was the 4th story about how he almost died. It was a few weeks ago. Some sort of, heart flutter or something like that. It went to the emergency room. Now they got him on some pill or whatever. And at the end of it, he's sullen, and he says, sometimes I feel like something somewhere just really doesn't want me to be here, considering all the times I almost died. And in my own weird way, as a hermit who doesn't really talk to people, I said, "You are wrong. It's the exact opposite." And he looked kind of surprised, because I said a surprising thing. "You are wrong." After he tells me his life story. Well, not really his life story, just sort of his almost death story. And I'm like, I think it is the case that if you have almost died 4 times and you're still here, it's the case that something somewhere really does want you to be here. That's lucky. And it was like a parlor trick of a lame-o fake deep sentence to tell the guy. But I detected that it might work on him. And it did. And it brightened his day. And what I told him wasn't true. But potentially it was good for him. And so in this way, I feel like sometimes you ought to be a little diplomatic. Anyway, outside there is fine. That's my hotel. Keep the change. It's as true as what he was saying. Yeah, essentially, he was saying the glass is half empty. I said it was half full, right? And it's like a phony deep thing for me to say, but he was saying phony deep stuff too, right? Yeah, I was playing Persona in real life. I wanted the stat up. I wanted the little star in Persona 4 that pops up when you select the right answer. I also wanted to tell somebody who had just told me their whole life story and how they almost died 4 times. I wanted to be like, in no uncertain terms, out of nowhere, you are wrong. Because I think something like that cuts through. What do they call it? Maybe an icebreaker, I guess, but it cuts through the standard, how you doing, I'm fine, you know. Guy's telling me some intimate details. You are wrong. And then it like forces them to listen to the next thing you have to say. Anyway, that's my story. The last thing I can remember when I was outside, briefly. You would have just said yeah and felt bad after? Yeah, maybe. If somebody goes out of their way to try to talk to me, I think that's a big deal, and maybe I'll try. I don't really like to interact with other people very much, you know, on account of being a hermit and stuff. But if somebody really needs something like that, I'll give her a try. Wholesome woe, I guess. You know, you're kind of the BCR guy, it's true. 07. But do you have any interest in doing a second army, and if so, what? You're huge into Iron Jaws, but soon you'll be starting a Gloomspite Giats as your second army. If you'll... Ahem. Well, I have a random amount of Eidnet Deepkin, not a whole army's worth, but I got a decent amount of it. I happened to win a bunch of it at a bunch of tournaments very early on. Like first 2 years I played the game, I won a bunch of tournaments and won a bunch of raffles for charity and won a bunch of other stuff, and I found myself with just a bunch of random boxes of Eidnet Deepkin. So I have a decent amount of those. I don't really want to play them. I painted them a little bit off and on because it's fun too. But I'm not budgetarily, I'm not about like buying a new army or a second one. And we'll see what happens with ogres. You know, ogres are probably getting a refresh of some sort, right? Because it's kind of an older army. And we'll see what they do with it. If they refresh ogres and all the shit is amazing, I'll just buy all that and then keep playing, right? And if they retire ogres to the old world like they did with Beasts of Chaos or something like that, I'd be like, well, all right, yeah, hey, you know what? I got a good 9 years out of them. But I suppose it's time for a second army in any case, and then I get to decide what my second army will be, right? So whatever happens, at some point in the future, I'll probably buy a new army. Whether that is a different army or the refreshed version of my current army, time will tell. But I got that in the safe deposit box ready to spend. But before then, I'm not trying to spend anything on Warhammer stuff. You hope Ogre Refresh isn't the giant baby man proportions of the new hero? I agree. And I hope it's not like the Icebrow or the Hunter that we got, because I don't like his proportions either. However, you know, the sculpts continue to get better and better. Imagine getting some ogre models done by the guy who did Big Oosh, or the new rat, you know, the big Vizix rat. I think it's Vizix. Whatever the priest rat is, you know. Put that guy on doing some ogres, and hell yeah, brother, like that'd be so sick. We'll see. Whatever happens, I have a lane that I'm pre-prepared to pick. You're not into a majority of Iden and Deepkin, but you love the turtle and sharks and eels. Also the underworld crab and squid. I'm different. I'm particular about it. Maybe mine is the minority opinion, perhaps. But of Iden and Deepkin, I like the turtle. I like the wave chad. And I really like the Namarti thralls. I like the foot soldier elf guys. They look like the elves from Hellboy 2. I think they're really cool. I hate the sharks. And I hate the eels. Which would be a problem if I played the army, because for most of its life, those were the things that were good, you know. I like the octopus, though. Octopus is cool. So I guess I'm a weirdo as it pertains to IDK enjoyment of the aesthetics. You collected a Cruel Boys army this summer because you won the Cruel Boys paint set as a door prize. Yeah, whatever gets you in the door. You like the design of the Namarti, which is sad because they're bad chaff. Yeah, and I don't really like the bow ones. Looks wise, I don't like the bow ones too much. I like the melee ones. But yeah, they're kind of like bad chaff, which is a rough one for the game. No love for Nurgle? No. No, I don't like them. It's too gross. I don't really go in for the gross stuff. I really appreciate the artistry that went into it. Great Unclean One is awesome as a sculpt. Love it. Who's the big snail guy with Little Shop of Horrors on his back? That guy. Like, that guy's really creative and cool. Horticulus Slimix, that's it, yeah. I think he's really probably too cartoony and probably too referential. But I really like the creativity, and I'll always push for it. So I kind of like that, but too much of Nurgle isn't really for me, aesthetically. But I appreciate what went into it. Are you into the Great Clean One more? No. You love Guo? You think it's tied or is better aesthetically than Keepers are? I like the Guo. They've mostly done really well on their greater demons in general. Although maybe that's a diplomatic take. Speaking of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, your buddy was in a dispute with a friend of his because he was modding for their project Discord. Got in trouble for questioning orders in public. Sent him a clip of Worf being reprimanded by Data. And he suddenly got it. Writing on that show was so good. I remember when Worf was reprimanded by Data. I remember that specific clip. That was a good one. Was that Deep Space Nine? I do remember that clip, though. A lesson in leadership. I could have sworn that was Next Generation, but if you say it. That was TNG? Okay, it was the Next Generation, okay. I should have known it wasn't DS9 because it was good. Anyway, cutting a commercial, because somebody ordered one a while ago. Got him. BRB. Top story tonight. Let me get some background music, please. There we go. This website is so tiny. Hold on. We have to enhance so you guys can see this. This is a plastic crack blog. My favorite Warhammer Age of Sigmar blog, and also the only one that I read. Today's. And you might want to participate in this as well, on your own. What's the greatest work of fantasy art? You decide. And I believe this is specifically like, Warhammer, right? I'm going to tap that down a little bit. If I could say it in words, there would be no reason to paint. Edward Hoppa. I'm a great believer that the art of Warhammer or any great setting is a huge part of what draws us in. I've got youthful memories of staring at mind-blowing fantasy artworks for ages, soaking up every detail. You had to make your own entertainment when you grew up before tables were a thing. I wonder what my parents did to fight boredom before the internet. We reached out for nominations for our readers' favorite works of fantasy art from the Warhammer canon. The scope was Warhammer Fantasy or AOS and adjacent settings, the likes of Mordheim and Blood Bowl are in, but no spacemen shooting space aliens this time around. We'll do the greatest sci-fi art in a future contest. Today we present to you the 16 greatest fantasy artworks of all time. Citation found. Ready to fight it out to the death and crown the ultimate winner. Here's the full bracket. Okay, we're doing brackets. So this is round one. We're on the ground floor. And then we'll crown a king, I guess. It looks like, how many do we have? 16, round one. Begin. Why are paintings fighting each other? Because it's fun, mainly because it's an effective way to frame a large poll like this. By the time you've scrolled down to the 16th nomination, you've pretty much forgotten the first half dozen. Remember what I was saying about life before iPods? Of course you don't. That was like 3 paragraphs ago. I will say that I have remembered that, but okay. A note on crediting artists. GW is notoriously patchy on crediting artists, especially in the modern era. We've made a sincere effort to credit artists as far as possible. You'll see we've included a lot of hyperlinks to their own websites or online galleries. We couldn't find full details for a couple of them, so if you're able to identify what we've missed, please let us know. And we'll be glad to update the article. So if anybody has, as we're looking at this, let me know. I'll let him know. AOS has some sweet art, but I really love this other piece by Les Edwards, John Blanche, which, yeah, me too. We're very keen to have another run at this for non-GW fantasy art as its own separate category. Yeah, fair enough. Let's go. Night Panther, John Blanche, and now I have to make it smaller so that we can see the whole thing. It's actually a striking moon. The horse looks sad. It has a sad expression on its face. All this stuff here is a little reminiscent of Bob, you know? You can see a little bit of the 80s in here. But also nice colors, bright. A lot of pattern, all right? A little flat maybe, but, you know, good work. It's Blanche. I've seen John Blanche paintings that I have liked a great deal more than this one, I'll say. It certainly doesn't surprise me that King John was the first artist nominated, nor that his oeuvre was nominated more than once. probably done more than any other individual to build the tone and feel the Warhammer universes, and for that we'll always be grateful. Yeah, that, you know, in a certain sense, maybe you have to do something about that, because so much of his work is what all of Warhammer was based on. But how many John Blanches can you possibly fit, right? And then Cities of Sigmar, artist unknown. Yeah, I don't know who this artist is. I can't help them out. This one certainly has more emotion to it, to me, and feel. The foreshortening is a little extreme, I guess, but I like all of it. This might be sacrilegious. I like this one a lot more. Yeah. Credit where credit is due to Blanche, but yeah, I like this one a lot more. I like the feel of this one a lot more. The march. Reminds you of Sad Stormcast, yeah. The horse almost died 5 times. Shows the contrast between the high fantasy elements of the setting and the regular people existing in it. Yep, that is true. The giant, but also that it's being built right. There's scaffoldings here, that's a choice. They're trying to become the great vaulted society. But a lot of work and a lot of pain goes into it first. And the completely fantastical in the background and the complete down-to-earth potato sack reel, you know. Being far separated by men. Anyway, I like it. Piece exemplifies really important subgenre in AOS art that illustrates everyday life, and then it goes all the way up to, yeah, the fantastic in the same scene. Is that your cab driver? Well, the guy almost died, yeah. Cities of Sigmar for me. It looks like it's edging it out. Sorry, John. But yeah, this one. I appreciate it. It's like people agree, but you too can add your voice to this, if you wish. What's next? The Vision of Mordheim by Jeff Taylor. So many subjects. Look at all of them. There's so many subjects in this. Damn, this took a while. So, like, old school, right? A lot of high contrast stuff. Random faces and goofy ass people. There's something to look at in every corner of this. It's total chaos. You can go from one part of it to another and see all sorts of wonderful little details. It kind of tells a story as you're doing so. Who's this? What's this stuff here? Rats and skulls. You can even see the towers in the background. Even this is interesting. Anyway, Jeff Taylor, good work. It is like it's a classic old feeling thing, you know, for sure. But that pulpy fun of it. Beautiful Chaos is about right. Peace rewards exploration because there's loads going on. The cage hanging from the gallows pole still comes up in model kits today, from the Loon Shrine to Swamp Boss Scumdrek. Yeah, it's true. And check out the little fella at the front right staring right back at you. This guy and this guy. Actually, it's interesting to pick out exactly who's looking at us, the camera, and who's looking at other places in the frame. And then Orc Warclans cover by Johan Grenier. well, this is certainly better rendered, you know, by a million, right? Like, this is a much better rendering. And yet, the composition is boring and strangely positioned. You know, we're straight at his waist for some reason and a bunch of this stuff here. It's almost like a movie poster where all of the other guys are kind of like crowning around him here. I wouldn't blame the artist on this one. I would blame the notes, what they told him to draw. This pose is just a little awkward with his arm here. And yeah, the composition I don't like really at all. And it's celebrating some guy. I don't know. A mix. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, nothing else happening in a dead world. And this world is alive. Dying currently, but alive. Anyway, superior drawing for sure, but kind of fails everywhere else. This one, I'm giving it to the old guy. More time cover. Yeah, blasted. That being said, I hope they keep hiring this guy. He does great work. Just, you know, give him fewer notes next time, or better notes. More time illustration by John Blanche. Oh, now we get the good shit. Okay, I love this. How wonderful. Doesn't this kind of vaguely remind you, especially as it pertains to these trees in the background? Doesn't this... You have to be of a certain age, I guess. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Where they did the ink blowing drawings, you know? That I thought were so cool. To the point where I started doing that a little bit, and it was fun to try. He didn't do that here, I don't think, but... It reminds me of that. And the jolly death here is a good juxtaposition. They're celebrating. Right, this is... From top to bottom, there's darkness, and skulls, and bones, and shadows. And death. And yet, this is you can tell, this is like a celebration. It feels like a celebration of ruin. Love the pose here. With the effeminate hand of death here. Yeah, this is great. And then you have just... Yeah, good work down. Oh, look at this guy. Nope, X. Little tiny rat, little tiny mushrooms. There is a bunch of little stuff that you can see here too. Look at that. You were rewarded with the crazy skull with the single eye. An owl with a sword and a shield checkerboard. You are rewarded the longer you look at it. I think this is wonderful. That's fun. Alright, good work. And then you have Paul Dainton. Once again, really kind of an excellent rendering. And a good battle, I suppose. Really, I wonder how he got it to look like this. Very interesting warp portal here. This guy looks crazy in a funny sort of way. Maybe its digitalness is a little off-putting, especially like this figure here, this figure here. They feel kind of placed into the picture otherwise. I really like the background though. And this fight is okay here. I'm really not getting a sense of movement with these two dueling. I'm getting a sense of them pausing for a pose. I'm not sure what's going on with the wings. Again, very skillfully done. But this has so much more magic in it. This one's easy. I snubbed John Blanche above, but here we got to give it to him. So much fun. The longer I look at this, the more interesting details I don't see. And it's the opposite for the Mordheim one. Ooh, this one's a lot closer. This one wasn't a smash. Okay. Ooh, we're going even older. Okay. Empire vs. Orcs and Goblins by Jeff Taylor. Yeah, this is classic era of, 90s spread, very flat looking, primary colors all over the place. Very bright. Exudes that 1990 kind of high fantasy stuff going on. What a charming horse. Look at this dude. This guy's sick. Yeah, very Hero Quest, very, Warcraft 1. I guess that Warcraft was inspired by Warhammer, so it's rough to say it, but anyway, this shit was sick. And look at this dude here. This guy survived all the way to the intro cutscene of Warhammer Online. That guy right there. I very much don't like what the orcs look like, but that's their version of orcs, and so you gotta give it to them. The first Warhammer Fantasy Battle starter box always holds a special place in our memories. Hopefully the youngins coming up now will have the same love for Dominion and Skaventide. For me, it was cardboard Grom the Paunch, and for Hakan in this classic artwork by Jeff Taylor. Yeah, this stuff, this is, can we call it classic, I guess? And then we got the Blimpy Boys. Artist unknown. It's missing something, when you look at them next to each other. It just is. I mean, there's a bunch of stories to be told here. They're looking different directions and finding each other, and you got the funny bouncy guys, and they're coming in from the background. Maybe it's the sense of scale. Is this so zoomed in? We're looking at 5 men, roughly 6 men, and this is just, it implies legions, just thousands, pure war, and this is like a skirmish. Maybe that speaks to the game shrinking. We have smaller armies now. Okay, as the Age of Sigmar apologist that I am, this is proper, right? I don't know why this thing got nominated. This is not particularly... when I'm thinking best AOS art, I wouldn't say this. I definitely wouldn't say this one. And this is the worst one yet. Who are picking these AOS arts? Where's the one of the Caradhran Overlord staring at the suit in the tube, And you see all the runes on him and everything, and it's almost like a piece of art, Where are the meaningful AOS arts that are good? I'm just seeing some. It's like they chose them at random. Now this could be the absolute copium talking, and it probably is a little bit. I have to give it to this one, and it's not even close. Okay. And then, Jesus, okay. I don't know who's gonna fight against this guy, art-wise, but they're looking to lose. This is so iconic. Look at how iconic this guy is. This is what Blizzard Entertainment ripped off Kel'Thuzad from. And look at how squat these skeletons are, the classic. This is so sick. An actual million bats, 2 moons, they're green. This is so sick and classic. You always have to have the Transylvania castle up on a pine forest hill. This is sick. Red was a great choice here. Look at this cape game. Stupid helmet. Way too many golden skulls on everything. Belt, chain, extra dagger. Yeah, this is awesome. This is rad. Mark Gibbons, good work. That was the WD cover when you woke up in the hospital. Yeah, this shit's wonderful. Seeing this picture got people into the game when they were a kid. Nominated by Bradley Baker, Circle of Blood was a campaign supplement for Warhammer Fantasy Battle 5th Edition telling the story of the Red Duke and his incursions into Bretonnia. The glowing green sword is a centerpiece of the imagery, complemented by the green glow catching surface edges of the weaponry and combatants. The swarm of bats that really stand out, though. Look at the bats. Looks like artist Mark Gibbons had some fun adding a ridiculous volume of them. And when it was definitely too many, he went back and added more. Yeah, I noticed that and I appreciated it. Essentially, he is saying by having this many of them, that Warhammer is over the top. Everything about this is over the top, in a fun way. And then we have a pretty cool rendering of Sigmar fighting a god beast here, which is like, it's a pretty cool one. It's nice. Big monster thing. It's one of the god beasts from one of... I was able to track down what they meant by this. This isn't supposed to be Behemoth, but it's one of his sires or just something like that. It had something to do with Behemoth, but it wasn't him. Anyway, it looks great, but it is absolutely destroyed. This is the first one that I'm shocked. I can't believe it. Look, this is cool, and I really like the imagery of Sigmar here. The absolute art deco of this golden god with the halo here. It's really cool. I really like that rendering, but I don't know how you're looking at this and being like, nah, dude, check it out. You have an excellent thing here, and then everything else, shit's just kind of happening. My first big disagreement. Moon Clan Grotz. So this is classic, but I hate it. I don't like it. The gooby ass faces, they're supposed to be silly and crazy and kind of scary. You know, goblinoids and stuff. This is also by Blanche. Again, once again, as always, it goes back to infinity. Look at how huge these armies are. I don't like them. They're too gooby to me. It's a great picture. Third entry is another John Blanche, and I fully agree with its James' comments on the timelessness of his work. Oh, this is Plasticrack's Stabas here. Just completely inspired by those. And then Nagash and Morghast, artist unknown. This is like almost really good, this here. The infinite gray souls, like the end, like a like at the end of What Dreams May Come down here, and then going back into infinity all the way up into infinite skeletal expanse here, and the Nagash projection, the swirling winds, the dudes in the background. This guy here, I'm gonna say, has an awkward, he looks awkward. This whole pose is weird. I don't like it. He just looks to be in a weird position, and I think it doesn't work. If you just took this guy out and looked at the rest of the entire picture, it'd be awesome. I think he takes away more than he adds to it. Honestly, same with this guy over here. But I think I like it much better than that. Even though it's flawed. Nagash and Morghast. Okay. Bretonnian Bowmen. Oh man, we got some realism at last. Good work. Nice faces. Could use maybe a little more OSL. Like the dark skies and the endless scaffolding of the castle walls and the archer lines. I really like this. This is very nice. It's almost historical, right? Like it's knocking on the door of historical looking, which I appreciate. I like it. I like this one a lot. And then Dominion of Chaos. Yeah, none of these AOS ones are that good to me. The stuff back here, I appreciate trying to show the grandeur and the claustrophobic, vaulted nature of a cornate city, but it's shrouded too much in mist and mystery. Show it. Show this stuff. And these things down here are too small. It's really just a bunch of kind of spikes and stuff. I guess I want more specificity. Yeah, this is dominating. Peasant Bowman, Metal Gear character name, good one. Yeah, Bretonnian Bowman destroys. I can't believe anyone would vote for this one. Maybe they just like corn, I'm not sure. Blood Bowl, I hate this. Stupid. Don't like it at all. Don't like anything about it. Don't like his weird, awkward leg position. I guess they're going for the ball. That's kind of neat. There's a little bit of 50s and 60s kind of look to it. I think that's what they were going for. I mean, the art style, not their dress or anything like that. Then again, I don't like Blood Bowl. I think it's really dumb. And then Gobblepalooza. Look at these crazy dudes. This is fun. You got, what is this? Brewgit, Boggle-Eye, Scaremongler, Shroomiomancer. What's the other one? Scaregit or something like that? Which one have I missed? Anyway, this one wins. This one wins for sure. There's like no background, it's just them in a walled off position. Really good rendering here. Look at how gross that is. And the nice flames on his forehead, the crazy dude. Yeah, this is fun and weird and scary and wacky. Oh yeah, Spoika. Yeah, Spoika. And this is some football shit that I hate. Alright, Gobblepalooza, big winner. Ooh, it's close. That's a close one. That's Spoika. That's a wrap. Thanks for voting. And if you appreciate Warhammer art, you probably enjoy the booming dedicated subreddit. Just poll open for a week, and then we'll report back for the top 8, and we can see the next ones. As with everything that I look at for this one, I'm going to choose my own. I think a lot of the best AOS art was missed here, and it was. I don't think there's an ulterior motive or anything like that. But if stuff like this is making it onto the best AOS art, it just means that people aren't aware of the best AOS art. And so I'm going to come back and find it, and then we'll do our own poll. And I'll have SJ Arcade in charge of finding the best Warhammer Fantasy art, because I don't know any of that stuff. Anyway, we'll do our own. I'm remembering a lot of really excellent fantasy art that I didn't see on here either. I guess the problem is that they sourced all of these from their community, right? They're like, hey, reach out to us and tell us what you want, you know, and that's how we got these. I think we could broaden our horizons. I think there's some good shit. Some of these are really, like, obviously you kind of have to have this one. This is a good one, you know. Mordheim is a great one. There's probably too many John Blanches, but that's, you know, they're all good. This one's so classic, right? And it beat this one, so it deserves to be there. This one, dude, so classic. I think there's also a black and white version of this. Or at least a pretty similar looking black and white that I recall from a million years ago. Anyway, there's some good stuff. I wouldn't have known about this one. This one's wonderful. Love this one. Possibly my favorite one, not sure. Warhammer Fantasy Battle has 30 years of art. AOS barely has 30 good pieces of art. That's true. But I could probably find... How many are there? 16? I could probably find 16 better ones than the ones we saw here. And so I will. Bretton Bowman looks like an MTG. It looks like Kel Jordan Aerosmiths or something, right? Looks like a card from Mercadian Masks. Some dude with vigilance and reach or whatever, even though they didn't have reach back then. Anyway, content number 1 done. I come re-inspired and refreshed, and now I got a chip on my shoulder. We got to find cooler artworks for AOS. And I've done that a lot because I made a bunch of videos about AOS. And so I have this, let's see if I can find it. I got a giant folder of just like sick ass art. Shall we go through it? Hold on. BRB one moment. Dude, this music is sick. Anyway.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the
Queen.
Let's find out.
Let your fingers do the walking.
I'm Mr. Bucket. Toss your balls on my top. I'm Mr. Bucket.
What do you get when you press on a can of Noxema?
Great balls of comfort.
You get
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
Oh, where have I heard that before?
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
I'm calling paramedics and your family, Mr. Miller.
You can make this creamy cheese sauce in seconds with American cheese and
Cream.
mushroom Lipton cup soup. And you thought cup soup just made soup.
Oh, yeah. Cream in the World Wrestling Federation.
Wait a minute,
and there is
more real meat. You'll be glad we made him taste better. And so will he.
All right. just from a folder I have on my editing computer. Let's go through them. Here's a AOS art. This is sick. This one's kind of brand new, right? Because it was made to show off the new Ard Boys and Bruettes. Look at this dude's mask. Bane. Iron Jaw's Bane. You can see the armies blowing up and exploding in the background. You got a Dot Arcane here. This dude's mean mugging over here. This pose is sick. Their helmets are awesome, right? I think this is better than a lot of the ones we looked at. What else? Yeah, that's one Dot Arcane right there. About to get slapped, no doubt. What are some other ones here? This one's not good. I'm just looking through the folder that I happen to have on my desktop. I couldn't find a higher quality image of this, but this is fucking metal. Dude, Archeon galloping through the air, the eightfold doom sigil on fire behind him. You got the fucking Rat King up here together at last. This is hella sick. Yeah, that's just the 4 points. What else we got? Oh, this is the, what is this? The all points? Or maybe, no, this isn't quite the all points. It's a little impressionistic almost. Which is the weird kind of nutso things that are happening here. A Balor demon up here. This is kind of sick. It's not like selling you something, it's just showing, right? But this is kind of cool. Oh yeah, the Annihilator cover. I still think his pose is a little awkward here. And I like how this guy's looking at the camera like, hell yeah, check this shit out, and he's about to get whacked. Actually, this guy's about to get whacked. Nice horns, though. I really like the underlit statue up here, really cool. And look at this color. Look at this coloring here. Doesn't it look like the rainbow hue of oil falling on a sidewalk, or maybe a soap bubble kind of stuff? I thought that's neat. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, the pose is a little awkward for me, but I like the picture. Yeah, great use of color. This one's very comic book panel, but it's sick, right? This dude. The harsh red and black background. You got the Chaos God, the swing town. I don't know, this shit is sick. Look at the mass. Wide gaming here. Party at the all points. Look at the step. His one foot, the crunch of this foot and this foot, the power level, like the Dragon Ball Z Fist of the North Star power of the weight. I don't know, this stuff is cool. And then we have a Warhammer fantasy one. This is awesome. Really like it. This old barbarian dude. Frizetta looking ass cube of just metal and meat. And the fucking sword looks like a toothpick on next to him. This is great. Got Azir. I wouldn't put it up there, but it's an interesting, world building. Same with this. It's good world building. I don't know if I'd put it in the top 16 or whatever, but it reminds me of the really old Superman cartoons, right? From like, when were they? From the 40s or something like that. The really old Superman cartoons and the very early Batman ones. Just the architecture of it. You know, as well as this command tower. Not great. Okay. This isn't a real one. I have slightly edited this one so that Bastion Carthalos is twice as tall and wide as anyone else. But it's funny. Getting off the screen. I think this one's rendered really well too. We got Beast Claw versus Fire Slayers, fire and ice, you know. The boys, the fucking lads. Oh, there it is. It's ready to do one mortal wound. Let's go. And then the absolute dwarf Chads. Look at this dude. And the giant tusk shit in the background. This is sick. I like this one. Bastion Big Natural. I always like this one. The original cover of the Beastclaw Raiders, I rather like this one as well. A pretty good rendering. I like the curl over here. There's a little bit of visual storytelling going on, and that's he's so huge and Ogre's skin is so thick and tough that he can sheath his sword in his own skin. He doesn't even feel it or care. That's kind of neat. And the lockjaw sword, like he hits you with it and this part curls down and locks you in, and then he can just pick you up to eat on the way home. You know, get a few of them. Anyway, I think this one's pretty good. Ben Swallow. Oh, this one's not very good. This one's not very good. I think this is a good picture of Be'lakor. It's just like a magic card, right? But it's a fine rendering of Be'lakor. It looks pretty cool. Maw Tribe's art is so false advertising, yeah. Yeah, this is one of those, like, alternative art special cards with a different frame in the background. Oh, let's go. I can't believe this wasn't here. Look at this fucking dude. This is like where the Fridge Frazetta meme was invented. Look at the impossible wideness of this dude dual wielding. It looks like he can't even move. He's just a two-dimensional refrigerator standing atop a million normal-ass humans whose skulls are smaller than the front part of his boot. He's so big. He's so fucking big. And then in the background, it's just volcanoes, because what else could you put behind him? But because this human volcano. This shit is sick. We have the Castellan Dynasty. I don't know that I like the faces here. It looks a little too superhero for me. And otherwise, it's pretty realistic-ish, right? They're just getting fucking trampled. Nice lances. I rather like the Gormenghast architecture back here. Just infinite vaulted towers going to the clouds. And of course the bats, nice leaping. So big, this dude. Marauder is getting marauded. Yeah, it's fitting. Something's wrong with this and this. Everything else is really good though with this one. This is cheating because this is Diablo 4 concept art from my favorite concept artist who has done work for AOS as well as Diablo 4. He also did this one, which I love. Reminds me of it's kind of like a relief sculpture almost, or a Renaissance painting if they were looking at each other more. This is another one from him. This is another one from him. Yeah, wonderful. I can't remember his name. Igor Sid, I think, is what his name is. Who has done these? I think it's Igor Sid, I want to say. Anyway, that's cheating because it's not Warhammer art. Blades of Corn. This one's pretty good. It's pretty good. Reminds me of a Fist of the North Star barge, going from town to town. Igor Sick. Yeah, true. No. What are you doing? Oof. I mean, it's drawn very well, but yeesh, no. Damn, what a back and forth. From that to this. What a night and day. Just, this is exactly how you do it. And this is exactly how you don't do it. Oh, this is wonderful. And then you even kind of have a little bit of some historical, Nat Geo looking. We got these guys on the line of the hill. They have the high ground. There's just a little bit of that, pulling just enough of reality and history to make it interesting. And then you have flying Pegasi. And I say good use of color as a meme, but this is actually wonderful. Grays and blues, and then tans and yellows. Sort of pushing that historical feeling to it. Yeah, and then this looks like, I don't know, a Hearthstone card. No, sir, I don't like it. This fucking dude. I cut this out of some magazine or some book or something like that. As a Stormcast. I don't even know who this guy was. Anyway, he's upset. And then, of course, we have this. Holy. How did this not make it in? This is like top 10 Warhammer art all time in my IMO. So wonderful. I don't even need to talk about it, really. Look at how, at the very top here, this face is just human enough. The topmost part of this is just a human enough face to be sad and a little creepy, right? Anyway, love it. Look at those tentacles. Yeah, looking at this part of it right here, it reminds me a little bit of a whale fall. I don't know if they used that for a reference or not, but to me it's reminiscent of it a little bit. Right here. And then we have a Hearthstone card. Moving on. This one's pretty sick. I wish it had the people that she was leading in it. It's just her. Against some Night Haunt, or the implication of a Night Haunt. She's a leader of men. I want to see the men, Really good rendering, of course. But it is missing something. Look at these dudes. This guy. Holy. I think we need to bring back... I know it's a gimmick, maybe. We need to bring back the monochrome. Whale fowl? No, whale fall. So, WHALEFALL. So, like when a whale dies, it sinks to the bottom of the ocean. And its corpse produces an entire environment, a whole ecosystem for months and months and months. We are the mayors of Pound Town, and you're late on your taxes. Yeah. And I love this. I think this is wonderful. The Cities of Sigmar original cover. Got the proud, look at that fucking flamberge there. Nice big cross. The two different types of flying troops in the background. Old breastplate man. You have the classic retributor ass looking paladin. Nice architecture. The implication of an army behind them. I think this is great. Even for AOS art. Look at the stash. The stash turning into the chops. The twin-tailed comet in his hat, a little old and new. I'm a fan. Now, Cuties of Sigmar is better, but this one is good too. Oh, this is the full picture of that other thing. I don't care for this one very much. Dino Rider is... This isn't quite what I was going for here. Some Daughters of Cain versus Nurgle art. It's okay. It's alright. Vertical for your phones. Yeah, classic Warhammer Fantasy Battle lizard art. True. Drycha, which I don't think this one is very... It reminds me of graphics from Myst, in a way. That sort of 90s 3D that they clearly spent a million years making, but the technology wasn't quite there, so it has like really high resolution, but it's missing a lot of the lighting and shadow effects. Anyway, it just looks off. Gerthu with his gigantic sword. This is clearly just a sketch. Again, rendered well, but it's just one guy in the center of the whole thing. I don't think I'm a fan of any of those. This was the next one they did, which is like a little better, right? Because now you have some architecture in the background. You have some other guys here. Maybe they'll zoom out again for the next book and they'll keep zooming out until it looks like an army every edition. Never mind. There is one good one of these because he's so symmetrical that him just being front row center with nothing else really happening is really funny to me. Bilateralis symmetricus. There he is. The HeyWoah man himself. Abibatut. However, I don't know if you guys remember this. The first cover for Fire Slayers I thought was excellent, and this is it. This is the first cover for Fire Slayers. And again, it's just Guy in the center, but this time I think it works. You know, there's other stuff happening, but he's putting all 7,000 pounds into this swang. What a great face. Imagine if he had boots. Thick runes pounded into his flesh. Just so absurd. Look at this, is almost as Hold on. Can we... From the neck up is as tall as from the neck down. This is it. Look at this fucking dude. It's better than this one, you have to admit. This was the second one. They had this one already, and they went with the other one. Weird. Anyway, we got some gits here. They're kind of just floating in empty space, but I guess if you zoom in, it's a decent framing, right? I think this was for a card game. I rather like this one they did for the Malign Portents. Snazgar Stink Mullet. The Herald of Destruction, this guy. Look at how, like, hyper-realistic and monstrous he is. I really like this one. Yeah, big fan. Give me a Fire Slayer cover of just a dwarf giga chatting, print it and go. This is terrible. This is not good. The one they did after this one is the good one. So this was the first one, and this was the second one. This is clearly like a million times better, right? Look at the fucking size of this. This dude is coming up to the cod. This guy has a human hand as an earring. This guy right here is in for a bad time in about 1 millisecond. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Well, oh shit. Anyway, and we got one beast in the background, so yeah, technically the beast claw are right here. Anyway, I appreciate the size, all right? I wish in-game the scale was like this. Because it should be. That's the old Ogre Kingdoms cover. It's from Fantasy. This one right here, it is not. This is the brand new cover from Age of Sigmar, drawn for Age of Sigmar. And this one was the second edition cover. And this was the first edition cover. Maybe you were referring to a different one that I had before on account of a delay. Unhand these, sir. Yeah, I wish the models looked half this intimidating, I agree. If you want some Warhammer Fantasy stuff, this is Warhammer Fantasy stuff. And it's awesome. Look at how cool this is. Ogre's carrying broadside cannons at the hip. He's got the match in his teeth, just fucking blasting. Somebody tell these guys that these cannons do 1 damage. Hey, alright. This is a cool-ass picture, though. 1 damage, lol. Yeah. This one's nice. It's alright. I don't know that I would put it in a list, but you know what my favorite part about this is? I want the lightning whale. Give me the lightning cloud whale. Blaze, Games Workshop. When can I give you my money? And we got this one, which is just whatever. I don't know why it was on the list. We have Chadacros, the Based. This one's kind of full. It's got a bunch of stuff on it. I appreciate it. It's nice. The squats. Oh, we gotta keep her secrets. This one's okay. We have a corn dude. This one's pretty good. This is terrible. Who asked for this? Age of Sigmar. Can we move past these covers? Okay. This is one that I would have considered. Like, I like this a lot more. You remembering the cover that was on the other side? No big deal. Something about the OBR one makes you think it's an edited photo of the actual models. There was an era of AOS where they were way too strict about having the renderings look precisely like the models, and it was to the art's great detriment. And I think we're moving past that. That's a good thing. Lady Oh Yeah. This one's okay. It looks like the cover of a book, to be honest, and it might be. Same. Lumineth versus Keepa. They just look weird. By C.L. Wiener. Manfred von Manstein looks pretty cool. The fucking big dudes. The Mega Gargants. Huge. Dude, imagine if this is what it would be like playing this army instead of just standing on an objective and getting shot. They're huge. Oh yeah, the memes. 6'5'11". That's not fair. I rather like this Marathi art. I think this is pretty good. I wouldn't put it up there, but this one is. It's showing a real event happening, which is when she ascended to demigod status, technically. Urbrova, hey. Good first time chat. The Brava of chat fame. I think this one is great. It is, it does kind of look like a book cover, I guess. But it's a very nice render. It looks ghastly. Just enough detail. I rather like it. Kind of went for a realism thing with it. All the nails in the heart is kind of cool. Anyway, this is a good night haunt art. Spooby out of 10. Speaking of size, this makes a Great Unclean One look like he is the size of a ski hill. Reaching up into the clouds. Like, this guy has reach. He looks like 100 feet tall. And the model is big, it's true. Maybe they can't scale it every time, right? The mass. And then this dude, it's drawn really well. The rendering is excellent, but again, they keep asking him, hey, have one singular foot guy in the middle of an empty field. I blame their notes. This is not great. Hey, it's this one. Except a higher quality version of it. And I couldn't find a signature on it. But I think this rendering of Sigmar is actually quite cool. Quite cool, quite interesting. Art Deco. The scribbly kind of stuff in the background is fine. This is either the God Beast Behemoth or it's not, depending. I think their story changed once or twice on the way through. Here's a Stormcast art I like. I like the dudes up front here. I like the hand. Good work there. I like the double ladies that are holding some sort of sarcophagus aloft. The skull face ladies here. This is kind of early Stormcast art before they really knew what they were going to do with it. But there's some very early Stormcast stuff that looks pretty brutal. And then they went complete toy with it. And now they're kind of coming back. I love this. This one's great. Always have liked this one. Infinite skeletons and then the absolute smugness. And you don't get a flanged mace very often. So even though, I could have gone for a more obsequious weapon, I appreciate every once in a while we get something like that. And I love the architecture in the background. Great work there. The only problem with that is it promises a new Velocida. Yeah, like a good-looking one instead of a bad-looking one. The various Mortark, Nagash. Did we look at any of the new Dark Oath art yet? A bit of it, yeah. You want more Wild Age of Myth art? I suppose. We might be moving away from those, but Bone Pimp and Lady Pimp. This dude is about to land on this guy. That's the story they're telling. Stormcast outnumbered. I really like this in the background. Look at the angle that these structures are going up with in the cross here. What an interesting angle. To me, that's like one of the more interesting parts about this whole thing is the background is at such a goofy angle. I think it's great. Also, he's a leaper. This is a great Stormcast cover. Really like it. They're like, hey, these are people. Because some people didn't know at this point. Anyway, I think this might be the one where I cheated and I extended the picture up beyond like here. Maybe, I can't remember. I had to do that for one of them. I rather like this art for Stormcast as well. I think this is cool. This is good. This is one of the good Stormcasts. This dude. And the dark intro helmet, the Retributor here. Well, no, he's not a Retributor. This is the wrong shoulder pad. But that's a Retributor helmet. And that's a Retributor hammer. I guess I don't know what that guy's supposed to be. Anyway, good luck. Good work. This is another Igor Sid. I actually like this one, the chain gun rats. A little more tech in the background of this city as well. Man, I wish Storm Vermin were really good. Or Storm Fiends, I mean. What else am I looking for? This one's alright. I appreciate the stuff that's happening in the background. This might be another Igor Sid now that I think about it. Man, I wish they asked him to draw cooler looking stuff. Yeah, this is another one. This is kind of sick, actually. It's kind of a nice Seraphon art. Look at my dude floating up here with the lightning. Slan is actually T-posing in the air, just shooting shit. Are you a Monster Skaven or Science Skaven guy? Science Skaven 100%. Don't really like the Monster Skaven stuff at all. Maybe 5%, 10%. Anyway, this is probably the best Seraphon picture that I managed to find. And then, of course, Sigvald. This is by Chio Lee Joe. December 2010. Arthas. Oh, this bastard. I think this is one of the great artworks in all of Warhammer. This right here. Such a cool angle, being on the screaming bell, the rats scurrying away from it. I think this is one of the great Warhammer artworks of all time. This shit is so sick. Oh, somebody wants me to switch hats. All right, I'll get to it. This dude, I really don't like this. It's funny that he's doing the, I'll tell you when you're older, right? But, man, I just really don't like the aesthetic of Slaanesh at all in Warhammer, basically. Which is weird, because if you would have told me, hey, we have a new idea for Slaanesh aesthetic. It's going to be Persian Hellraiser. It's going to be Persian Hellraiser Mad Max. I would have said, absolutely correct. You couldn't be more right. And then they do it, and I don't like it. So maybe it's my problem. Maybe I'm the problem. You know? Slaanesh was a home run for you. Good. I'm glad that, people like it. Maybe it's just me. What's another really good one? The Snake Lady. She's got a mortal wound shooting there. Just big. No thought. Can't really hold the club. Kind of nothing happening. Just big. This is a sick ass Slaves to Darkness art. It's so hard to find good art of Archaon with his three-headed mount. It's so hard. I've searched. It's impossible. There isn't good art, I don't think, of him on his Age of Sigmar mount. There's plenty of awesome shit on his normal horse, but I think it's just because his mount objectively looks stupid, and there isn't a good way to draw it, perhaps. But everything else here is rad. This is all sick. Everything else is sick. And they did as good a job as I've ever seen trying to make this thing look cool. Sylvaneth fighting Ultramarines. I mean, Chaos Warriors that are blue? Now you're speaking my language. This one should have been in the top 16, right? This is a wonderful picture. All sorts of neat, cool details. This almost looks like a Wayne Reynolds picture, to be honest, but it's not. It's somebody else. Maybe if she were Spread Eagle. Big beetle, dudes in the background leaping and stuff. The spirits hovering around her. I think this is awesome. This is one of the greats. And arrow right through the skull. You got to do it. Yeah, this is top 16 for sure. The new cover I don't like as much, although it's higher resolution, I suppose. Techless cover, it's okay. I appreciate the absolute smugness, the derision with which he looks down upon you, the reader. I appreciate that. That is correct. Like, good work. It's all right. It's pretty all right. One of the better Zinch, I think. Got a high detail rendering here. A bunch of Stormcast getting essentially tar pitted in foam forever. You really wish GW would take a chance with the old horror model sculpts again. I do too. I think there's a way to make them look good. Witch owls. This one misses me. They look like they're at a Kiss concert. This is cheating because it's not Warhammer artwork, but it looks a lot like a different take on Lady Andrasta. And I think I was going to use it for a video or something. Anyway, it's sick. Avicendrasta. Yeah, true. It is halfway between Avicen and Indrasta. And then the slice, the old book cover. What is it? The 3rd edition rulebook cover, I think. Living Wall. Very reminiscent of the Magic card Living Wall up here. Slamming through with that awful haircut. But it's sick. Pretty high resolution as well. Nice sword. Yeah, I like this one. Anyway, good work. That's just the images that happen to be in my folder called AOS Bin 3, which is where I put random images for one video I was working on a while ago, and I haven't cleaned it out yet. And so just on my computer, we have found, I think, at least 10 that could replace some of the ones on there. Anyway, we'll do it for next show, maybe. Now let's see the feet golden. Yeah. All right, I'm getting a drink. Get up, stretch your feet a little bit. Break time number 1, full Sigmund. And then we'll return for content number 2. Thanks for tuning in. All right. You got this Pepsi. It says it's made with real sugar. Should you be alarmed? Not really, no. It will taste different, but I mean this in passing, but for the most part. High fructose corn syrup versus sugar. Just don't have too much sugar of any type, and you're fine. The differences between those two aren't more important than just not having too much sugar in the first place. But anyway. Speaking of sugar, the Streamer Awards. It happens every year. Vote for your favorites. Vote for your favorite nominee in each of the award categories before. And I'm going to need your help with this one, chat. Because I watch a lot of Twitch, but I'll be good on the category of big titty goth VTuber GFs. But after that category, I'm going to need some help from this chat. I don't know how much you guys watch, but we'll figure it out. Your submission will contribute towards deciding the final award winners. You can skip categories that you do not want to vote for. We won't be. You can also come back later and update your submissions. Voting will close November 26th. If you are a nominee, you can request a change to your picture and clip here. Because, as I will warn you, I'm logged in as HeyWoah right now. Supposedly the clips they chose were just like the most viewed clips, and they didn't even look at them. So a whole bunch of the clips are just like nothing, or not funny, or weird. And we'll be judging, we shouldn't be judging based on that. But if I don't know who any of the people are, I guess I have no choice. Best strategy game streamer. Streamer that creates the best content while playing strategy games like Teamfight Tactics, StarCraft, Chess, Hearthstone, Balatro, daily games and the like. First we have Anna Cramling, of course the daughter of, well, 2 different grandmasters as far as chess is concerned. Let's see what their clip is, shall we?
So, what is Anna going to do? The most logical is to go e5. You grab the center, and this is what Anna is doing now. She's playing e5. Here we have the move here. She is playing e5. And here we have it. He go knight e2. He is playing against Anna. He is playing Anna's opening, and she is smiling here. We can see how Anna is smiling. I think this is absolutely the
this
first
is her
time
mom
Anna
commenting on her chess game. That's fun.
In a classical game, in a over-the-board tournament. I think so. Let's see what Anna will say after the game. But so,
okay, that's
what
the
is Anna
clip.
going to do? The
Okay,
most logical
yeah, probably could have had a better clip. You're doing great, honey. Yeah, her mom's a great chess player and fun to listen to. And then you have Box. I don't know who that is, but I think he's kind of a big deal.
Okay, it was not close.
I don't know what's going on here.
All right, not bad. Second place from that spot. I am down. What's the Ari thing? Whenever I know I'm going to die in second place, I sell my whole board for an Ari1 and then put tank items on her. That way, when people look up Ari's best items, they'll see that Ari1 with 3 tank items has an average place in a 2. And together we can make a difference and fool some new players into thinking that tank Ari is good.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny and a good comment. Funny guy. Okay, so Box funny. Anna Cramling, good mom. That's what we're on so far. Grubby, I don't know who that is.
A new baby, a new human. Make sure that they pick orc, okay?
Greetings, friend.
Okay. We did it! It was enough in a single game. First time in my life, rank 1 VNet, let's go. Alright.
Rank 1.
Cool. Alright, we're done.
Okay, so he got rank 1. And then we got Northern Lion.
I have no idea where we are.
Ask Chad.
Oh, I can't ask Chad. That's cheating. It's a good idea, though. It's kind of overpowered. wrong, though.
No, she's not wrong. All right. It's Northern Lion. Sorry, Anna's mom and Box Cool comment that I don't know who this guy is, but he's first place. I think I'm gonna give it to Northern Lion. I really like. You know, I don't watch his stream, but I see clips of him, and he's entertaining to me. Yeah, that's it. Doesn't really have to do with strategy games. I just think he's the best streamer among these four. He's literally dad gaming. Can you believe it? Best creative arts streamer. Pizza Princess. I paint burbs. Already don't like her. I don't like birds. Onigiri. And Plaque Boy Max. Oh, she just makes pizza. Her name is Pizza Princess. She makes pizza. I like the cut of her jib.
Don't you know, Chad? I'm really good at that. This is a holy dough.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Do we need to click on these? Do we need to watch these clips? These clips are not good. I think Pizza Princess wins. I'm just gonna call it. If there's a tie, maybe we'll take it to clips or something. Onigiri's cool. She does like, well, anyway, you'll see. She has like a green screen thing going on. So she has like her real hands, and then she's wearing like a green suit, and so she's a half of a VTuber and half of real hands that are cooking stuff in front of a half fake set and a half real set. Like it's kind of a cool like tech thing going on.
Shake it and bang it on the cutting board.
Anyway, I think the tech of that is kind of a cool idea and neat. Yeah, CJ has entered the chat. Yeah, but I'm giving it to the pizza. She makes pizza. I bet the pizza she was making was cooked next to a pizza with pepperoni. Boxbox is one of the founders of Streamer Camp, where they take other up-and-coming streamers and bring them up to the mainstream. Oh, neat. Okay. So he's the community kind of streamer, sort of. Like helping out. Best MOBA streamer. I don't like MOBAs, and I don't watch them. But Tyler 1 is funny, so he wins. Hidden Gem. This award serves to highlight an amazing streamer with less than an average of 200 viewers during the past year. They are a hidden gem that deserves to shine. Where's Plibbit? We should have voted for Plibbit. This is a strange category, though. It's like, so you have to be a small streamer, but you're like the biggest small streamer, because this is, you get all of your fans to write you in, you know? So you have to have like a low viewership, but a shitload of people are in your community somehow and vote on you. It's like, that's kind of weird, I guess. Obviously, I've never heard of any of these people, so I'll be clicking on their clips.
Oh, damn it. Coloco, nope. Come on, buddy, sit down. They get so cranky at this age. Coloco, sit! Sit! Sit!
No!
Guys, do you know
No!
what time it is?
No! No, I misclicked! No! No! No!
You have Amazon?
Damn. That's crazy.
How do you mean? Huh? Oh no.
Oh, this is fun. Look at this set. Damn, this is some real set dressing. Shopped at Goodwill for all this stuff. Tried to make it look like it was seemingly, I'm looking at maybe a late 70s kind of thing. Damn, that's fun. This is fun.
Not misfits around here. We're odd people, but most people are a little bit odd when you get to know them. Everyone in here seems to fit in quite well. I think it's our uniqueness that makes us mesh together so nicely.
Damn, she got the... She's working on that mouth.
You with coffee with a shot of
How do-
whiskey so for St.
She's doing that on purpose.
Getting off to
That's
quite
fun.
a strong start.
She's like playing
How
the
you
role.
feeling?
I think that's cool. All right. Good dedication to the role and nice set dressing. Next.
Did, but I fucked up everything that I've done. I don't know.
One's in the
what I
chat
did,
if you
but
feel
I
like
fucked
this
up
in your life.
everything that I've
One's
done.
in the chat
I
if you
don't
feel
know
like
what
this
I
in your
did, but I
fucking
fucked
life.
up
Tone it down.
everything that I've done. I don't know what I did, but I fucked up everything that I've done. I don't know what I did, but I fucked up everything that I've done. I don't know what I did, but I fucked up everything that I've done. I don't know what I did, but I fucked up everything that I've done. Did, but I fucked up.
All right. Fun. Yeah, he was making that. That's fun. Tim Heidegger pretending to be a streamer. I don't know. And then Sauce Kill.
I'm probably gonna see you in the morning.
Yo!
What?
Why is there a hole in
Don't. There's no.
What the fuck?
Don't do that, bro.
Why is there a hole in the back of Pikachu? Yo!
Justin, I can call
Did you
you
cut
on
a
call
hole
right
in the back
now
of
for more
Pikachu,
proof.
bro?
Damn, that's crazy. I'm gonna go for the. I like the set. That was a good set. Good character acting. I like that one. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Damn, that's crazy. All right. Best speedrun streamer. Green Sugi, S Queeks, Virtual, and Lil Aggie. Or perhaps Lee Laggy, not sure. Isn't Virtual the one who has all the records in Mario 64 now? He's like a phenom. Or am I thinking of a different guy? I know Squeaks is actually quite entertaining. So he might get there. Let's see. Is this the guy I'm thinking of? No, I don't think he is. I was thinking of a different guy. Pog.
Let's get this, guys. Let's get this. Come on. Come on.
Trackmania, dude. Holy. Am I just gonna be watching this whole thing?
Nope.
I don't care. All right. I like speedrunning. It's fun. Squeaks, what do you got for me?
Kristen Dunst. Amy Adams.
Oh, he's doing the hardest speedrunning challenge. Yeah, name 100 women.
Kajol. I'm going Bollywood. Priyanka Chopra. I can't help it. I'm going Bollywood. Kajol. Priyanka
Going Bollywood
Chopra,
is not cheating. No one knows if you're cheating.
Zinta.
Dude, he's suspiciously looking to the side every time. Do you notice that?
Preeti Zinta. I can name more Bollywood. Oh, what about Lata Mangeshkar? What a pull.
All right, he's funny. All right, Squeaks, you're in. Best Battle Royale streamer. There's no such thing. Best fighting game streamer. Lily Pichu. You know, I like Lily Pichu, and she does voice acting and sings. I don't know. Is she a fighting game streamer, though? Etoile, Sajam, and Punk the God. Dude. Sajam. And it's not close. Every time Sajam doesn't win this category, it's snub. It's a snub. Give it to my man Sajam. Best sports streamer. No such thing. Best Fortnite streamer. No such thing. Best roleplay streamer. No such thing. Best Damn, this is going to go faster than I thought. Best FPS streamer. Shroud. Rising Star. This award goes to a streamer who had at most 1,000 viewers at the start of the year and has the potential to rise at an unstoppable pace. Well, that ain't me. Didn't we already have a literal who category? Or was that 200? We're splitting it up. I think that was like a 200 average and then somebody who has, I guess that's 1,000. Sure. All right, don't know any of these people. Let's find out.
Arthur.
What? Oh my god, I do. Oh my god, bro, I was so. I was zoned out. I was zoned out thinking about something. That was not related. I swear to God, that was not related.
Listen, I don't even blame you. I mean, I was thinking it too, but I just wasn't making the noise.
I was literally zoned out.
Yeah, so what were you thinking?
I didn't even think about her. I promise you, I would never think about anybody else.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fall.
Bro.
Just out of nowhere, fucking.
All right, I'm going to watch the beginning again to get that noise. We need the second.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that noise is pretty good. That was a good noise. What about Park and Harbor? Oh, with the punch? We have a gamer on our hands. Damn, it's getting rarer to see gameplay, right? Actual gamer. Also 69 hours. Nice. One more. Get him. I mean, two more. I meant two more. There it is. She got him. Okay, God Slain, actual gamer. So we have funny noise, actual gamer, Arky.
Hey, what's good, y'all? Hey.
Let's tone down the volume there.
Wait, bro, you know me? You know me? No, you know me. Hold on, my boy. You know me? No, I recognize your Justice Street. What's good, my boy? Oh, this shit beautiful. Hey, man, I fuck with you, man. Hey, y'all been good. Yeah, fun, bro. Yeah, fun. Hey, good to see you. Are you from EDC? Yes. Hey, yeah, hell yeah. Y'all have fun. Hey. Hey.
What am I looking at?
Oh my god, bro, they know me. They know me.
Damn, that guy was betrayed by the Twitch clip. That guy needs to submit one on purpose, that poor guy.
Wait, so when you get your nails on my name, I mean my name on your, I mean my initials on
Okay, that was kind of good. That was kind of good.
Wait, so when you get your nails on my name, I mean my name on your, I mean my name on your, I mean my initials on
Okay, good work. That was good delivery, very good, funny, nice fumble. So we got good noise, good gamer, and good acting, and unfortunate Twitch clip that sabotaged him. Well, when in doubt, we vote on the gamers. Park and Harbor wins. Remember video games? You know, remember those. Stream Game of the Year. Chained Together, no. Tekken 8, no. Elden Ring, probably not. Black Myth Wukong, no. None of the above, but if I have to choose one, it's Elden Ring. Best content organization. Faze Clan. Versus Hojo. Okay. And Mountain Dew's Amp. I'm thinking versus Hojo. A League of Legends of their own. This streamer is a pioneer that creates one-of-a-kind content. They fill a niche or a category that is otherwise not represented because they are simply in a league of their own. This award goes to a creator who has been known for doing something that no one else has. It's Pirate Software, and I don't know who the other people are. So, at the risk of alienating the other people, it's Pirate Software. How is BG3 not in best streamed game? I don't know. As a single-player, story-driven game, it's bad for streaming, generally. Unfortunately. That being said, it's fun and, like, cool. And I like watching streams like that, but the typical advice that streamers give is don't do really long episodic, all right, and today we're doing episode 50 of my playthrough of Baldur's Gate. Like that is kind of bad for viewership. So games like that tend to be not great. And the games that tend to be really good for streaming are the 2-week games or the 3-week games where it's, hey, Black Myth Wukong just came out and people can play it for exactly 1 week and then forget about it forever, right? Or, hey, Space Marine just came out. Me and the boys are going to shoot bugs for 2 weeks and then forget about the game forever. Like, those are the games that are typically better for streaming. I don't mean more entertaining. It's just like on the business side of how streaming games end up working out. Space Marine came out and we're going to gather seed. That's true. Get Off Your Ass Award, Best IRL Streamer. Thanks to Mountain Dew. This year, the Best IRL Streamer Award will be called the Get Off Your Ass Award. This award celebrates the streamers that create the best IRL content by getting off their ass and getting outside. Streams away from their desktop, traveling, exploring, experience life off their ass. Now, as a hermit who never goes outside, I am politically against this award, and so I abstain. And also, I don't know who any of these people are, and I've never watched them, and I don't care. Best streamed collab. I don't like collabs, I'm going to be honest. The more people on a collab, the less likely I am to watch it, even if it's only people I like. We have Aiden Ross interviewing Donald Trump. Cool. 2 people I hate. Agent 00X China. I don't know who they are. Casey Nat X Kevin Hart X Drewski. I don't really like Kevin Hart. I don't know who Drewski is. And then Fortnite Friday. Well, I hate Fortnite. Okay, yeah, this is not for me. I think I don't like any of these. Some of them I don't like more than others, but wait, George Santos is playing Fortnite? Okay, that's stupid. Interesting. Best streamed event. Creator Liege Basketball. Road Trip to TwitchCon. Streamer Games Ludwig or Cyclothon. I liked the Cyclothon and it was for a good cause. Best Marathon Stream. This award goes to the best stream that did not end until a goal was completed, whether it be the end of a subathon timer, completing a difficult game after days. The stream kept going until it was accomplished. Okay. Spinning box stream. This stream was actually kind of cool. Again, I'm a sucker for good set dressing and like tech ideas. Like, okay, we're in a box, it's rotating. Like, very creative. Like, you went through with it. Good work. Spinning box was pretty good. And then there was the Iron Mouse Subathon, which was good. And then the FaZe Clan Subathon, which I've never heard of. And the Mafiathon 2 from Casey Nat, which I don't know who that is. So I'm going Iron Mouse. Obviously. Best streamer who uses a virtual avatar instead of a traditional face cam. I feel like eventually it's going to become old hat that Iron Mouse keeps winning these. I think Beetle does some interesting things, I guess. Doki Bird's reincarnation has been good. Her neck is very long. That's cool. She puts a lot of money back into her, what would you call it? Production value, I guess. Zem Treya has some interesting things with TTS and timing and things like that. But I'm going to give it to Iron Mouse until she dies. Best international streamer. I didn't mean that in such a morbid way. I just meant like I'm going to vote on her forever. Don't take that out of context. The top streamer excelling in content creation for a global audience. All right. I'm not a global audience. I can't click. I'm not allowed to. Best breakout streamer. This award goes to a streamer whose unprecedented growth and rose to streamer fame over the last year and has established themselves among the top streamers. You may not have heard of them before, but after this past year, everyone knows their name. And 5 people that I've never heard of. But, I don't exactly have my finger on the pulse, right? So I guess I don't know. But if they're a big star, I guess let's find out.
You ever put some stupid ass music on there again, I swear.
No. No. If I could unvote for a clip, I would unvote for that. Maybe the breakout category is not for me. Okay. Maybe it's just it's not a category for me.
Everyone thinks that I'm wearing a wig. Guys, this is my hair. I dyed it black. Yeah, it's a little waxy, I know. That's what happens when you dye hair. You ever dyed your hair before? You ever done something cool in your goddamn life? I dyed my hair. Okay, yes, it looks a little, what's it called? Like hay-like? Everyone thinks that I'm wearing a wig.
Good acting, I think. Playing a character. I was waiting for a punchline, but I guess it was a random clip.
Give all you got, everything. For T1, nigga. For fucking T1, nigga. For T1, nigga. For T1, nigga. Come on. Come on, Keon. Oh, for T1. No. No.
Okay, basketball. And then Cinna.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing? You gotta be the head honcho on all this dumb shit.
I'm about to pop shit.
Oh, you about to pop shit?
I'm about to pop shit.
Oh! She about to pop shit!
We'll skip the category. All right. Best variety. These are my coworkers. Hey, all right. The gentleman from Kentucky. Damn, I won't be making it big, I guess. That ship has sailed. Best variety streamer. I accidentally clicked on this one just now. Oh, it's Queso. Yeah, it's Queso. He's like a variety streamer who's almost a real human being, and that's rare. I don't watch him, but I appreciate. He's good. Best just chatting streamer. Hasanabi. Jason the Ween. Oh, this is the same guy in the breakout category. Emiru, Nimp Lol, and Kaisi Nat. Oh, let's see. Does he have a different clip for this? I wonder if it's the same clip. Good point.
I'll get this.
No, it's a different clip.
I'll get this out of the table.
Yo, shit, bro.
You good? Don't worry about it, bro. Your big ass always breaking shit, Drewski.
Wait.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, he's green screening himself onto another streamer's stuff and act and like you know, which I think that's like a clever idea, you know. Who's most likely to win this category? Do you guys think? The just chatting category. Who's most likely to win it, do you think? Kai, NMP, Emaru, Jason Lewin, Hasanabi. Ahem. Where's Eris? Yeah. I think Eris is the best just chatting streamer. He's the best streamer. Anyway, I abstain. I don't like any of this. I should probably vote for someone, though. I'm going to vote for the... I've seen this guy around. He's big. This guy's big. I'm going to vote for him. Because I strongly don't want Hassan to win. The Sapphire Award. Best female or marginalized gender streamer of the year. That's a little insulting, you know? To phrase it like that. But I guess it's fine. This award recognizes a streamer who, like a sapphire, is formed against the odds. Is that how a sapphire is formed? I guess I don't know. In an industry where 97% of the top streamers are male, this award is dedicated to streamers who identify as female or marginalized gender and have excelled in entertaining at the highest level. Valkai Ray, Sinna, Iron Mouse, Miss Mika, and Extremely. Iron Mouse again. Gamer of the Year. Streamer who has been the most entertaining while showcasing extraordinary gaming abilities. I'm going to give it to my man Queso again. Streamer of the Year. The best overall streamer. K-Drael, iShow Speed, Emaru, Pirate Software, Kai. Pirate Software. Mostly because I don't like the 20 people on a set, everyone screaming type of streamer, which is very popular right now. I'm going to give it to Pirate Software. I think. I hope he gets there. You know, as a marginalized gender, male, I hope he gets there. The most marginalized gender, gamer, I hope he gets there. Good work. Submit. Your votes have been submitted. Okay, we did it. Hey, all right. I thought that would maybe either take a really long time or not a really long time, one of the two. I think this year I saw more people that I recognized. However, there were a lot of people I didn't recognize still. It's fascinating that I can be in a community and still be such an outsider. But I guess that's just what I prefer. You know? Anyway, thanks for sticking around for the voting. You can vote yourself. And for the AOS and Fantasy Drawing voting as well. As I have only been streaming for 3 hours, and normally we're doing 4s. However, eat shit. I'm getting out of here. Because as I said at the beginning, it's been 4 years since I uploaded to YouTube. It's time to get to work. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I probably won't stream this weekend because I'll be working on YouTube. But if I hit a roadblock with that, maybe we'll get some Road Warden in. Or some other waifu-ass game. TY for watching. TY for the subs and the bits and the primes. And look forward to 2 YouTube videos before the 17th. And then a good YouTube video after that one. I'll see you guys Monday.